When I was younger, I was scared a lot, not that I cared a lot, not that it mattered, really. I told myself I was silly, I was lucky to have the life I did, forget all the strife I hid. So hid I did in the smallest of spaces where angry faces couldn't reach me or teach me a lesson. I guess I'd discovered less about safety and more about not being found. The sound of peace is not silence. Under the stairs, a desk, a bed, inside a closet or a locker with my head and knees sticking out. Nobody sees how you're trying to disappear if they're not really looking. And just like that, squashed wasn't right, it wasn't enough to wear down the rough or wear out the tough or the absence of love. No reason or rhyme, I started to climb. I perched on a roof or a ledge, daring life to let me live or fall or fly. But far from flying, I fell into feelings that my brain couldn't decipher, my eyes wouldn't cry over, my heart longing to be still. I will never understand how the flicker of faith that felt futile, forgotten, forged from something broken, soldiered on. The sound of silence is not peace, but oh my goodness, it could be. Holy and blessed are more than rules and handshakes, hurt and hate, and church is more than a room, God is more than I know, yet sometimes I'm slow to find him loving and not irate. Refuge and shelter are more than places and spaces, they're faces and names, and are you all right, and you are all welcome. Rest and safety are more than feeling and kneeling to pray. They say you're valued and cherished and loved. You are more than enough. Your safety is key, your right to be, to exist without erasure and be seen. There are people in my life who have taken more than I had to give, who have hated and hurt me for wanting to live. There are those who have lied or cheated or died. Friendly lies have cut me to shreds. The sound of silence is not peace. For in your silence I don't know what to hear. Your community for all seems sincere enough. I bought into it before and all, but now you see me, know me. You judge me and limit it. All are welcome, but come when you're well, and then put on a face. A facade is hard to maintain if it's covered in shame. If I cannot come as I am, broken, scared, proud, and gay. There are places I've been that have offered relief only to see the door slam shut. But there are those in my life who have stretched out a hand, who have heard me, dreamt with me, and planned a better way. There are those who stayed when they didn't know what to say, stood firm in our faith and questioned and doubted, but I never did doubt if I was fully seen and accepted as I came to DC. Don't get me wrong, it's not all about me, my story. It isn't unique. We're all looking, longing, living in search of a place full of breathing a sigh as we walk through the door, walk to the more that a loving embrace has to offer. We want to walk through the door to a friendly face that offers comfort and warmth, the gift of rest and renewal, to walk in a strength not quite ours, not quite lost, to be at peace, at home, not alone, to be where we are, who we are, wherever we've been. We find it here, the you and the I. Don't stop looking for your tribe. It's in a sofa by the open fire, reading, singing, dancing inside. It's in a forest path, breath taken by activity and awe at the world outside. It's in being away from the outside cold and the rain and the wind. No need to hide, away from feeling unsafe. It's in a laptop in the company of others who know your journey, or one just like it. Connect later on time, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. See, places come and spaces go as we roam about this planet we call home, but listen to me carefully, let's share fully, because folks, we are sanctuary.
Hi, my name's Ruth and I would like to tell you a little bit of my story. I'm Christian, and a couple of years ago I realised for the first time that I was bisexual. Now, this put me in a little bit of a tricky situation because at that time I had been part of a church denomination for a few years where they believed that same-sex couples shouldn't be dating and definitely shouldn't be getting married. And if you were dating someone of the same sex, then you shouldn't be a church member and you definitely shouldn't be in a position of leadership. Unfortunately, I was. So I was heading up the youth work across the UK on a voluntary basis, and I was also a paid youth worker in a local church. On top of that, I was working for a Christian charity who held the same kind of beliefs. So this put me in a time of kind of praying and figuring out what my next steps were when I next became single. And I realised that for me, I was happy to date people of the same sex. Unfortunately, this meant I was going into a time of transition. And in that time, I kind of started seeking out a community of people who might understand what I was going through. And then I found a group called Diverse Church, where young adults who are Christian and LGBTQ plus could kind of talk about that transition and that time when they were coming out, or just kind of figuring out life, intersecting those two different identities of Christian and LGBTQ plus. Now, that place for me has really become a place of sanctuary over the last few years as I have left that church, left that job, left the other job, and started dating someone who's the same gender as me. There was a real community of people where I could discuss things I was going through. I could discuss the struggles, I could discuss the problems and the complications of coming out to people, and really embracing my identity and who God made me to be. And I'm really thankful for that group today.
A sanctuary is a place you are safe. It is also a room in a church. I wanted to belong, be protected, sheltered, free from pain. I went looking for sanctuary in a church. Instead, I found judgment and shame. Then I stumbled upon a community where Jesus was everywhere I looked. The only place I have found that says come as you are and means it. The phrase safe space has been used so much it has become a cliche. But I have glimpsed heaven in Diverse Church, a brave space where I can be safe.